want you to bow your head in confession and cry. Cry to yourself that you are responsible because you voted for the PNM and or the corpse, or that you did not vote at all. Winston Ducaran, not all the tears and all thy woes and all thy regrets shall wash away 1 inch of what you have done to yourself and to your country. Shame on you. Shame on you and the corpse. And to my people, I say stand tall.
One more time, one more time, one more time. I know some of you may think I'm insipid, but on election night I prove how pan the real wicked. He was on TV ranting like a madman, all because UNCA didn't win the election. I don't know why Trevor Paul didn't have him locked up. He was upset because half his people vote for Cup. I don't believe he knew he was on television, not for the way he was abusing Winston Ducaran. He said all who vote for PNM and all who don't care about the children. And when you read about the next murder, and when somebody rape your mother, what Mr. Pandey failed to understand, that this was a free and fair election. He was charged for assault years ago, that's true. If we must look in the mirror, here's looking at you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. And they say Ramesh have the solution for crime, so we must put them back in office just one more time. He say he want to win his political career with his boots on his beret and fists in the air. Give me one last chance, and they started begging, vote UNCA and let us get rid of Manning. Martin, Joseph and Jeremy is a waste of time. Give me Jack and Ramesh a chance to get rid of crime. So when the crime rate keep on rising, and they cannot control kidnapping, and when you read about the next robbery, when guns and drugs enter the country, and they feel that we're suffering from amnesia, and don't remember that Ramesh was Dolce the lawyer, and when he turned AG, he sent all 9 of them through. So when Ramesh talking about crime, here's looking at you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. And they want, we believe that he have ambition, but we all remember when he lied to the commission. He said that it was a Hindu tradition. All the monies was always controlled by the woman. And they stood up in court and told everybody, the bank account in London, that is all my money. He never knew she had so much money like that. But Carlos, John, and Dupre knows how she account fat. So if she's suffering from hernia, can tell when last you give she water. And if you do not trust Jack Warner, but you'll find Dupre in woman. We all know how much money Dupre gives she. So don't be surprised if you catch them lovey-dovey. Granny tell me a man's money is his blood, that's true. So anytime you get a horn, he's looking at you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. I see on the paper, on also the TV, Coco accused me for using people's melody. Some things that I don't understand about this madman. He tell himself he is the greatest Calypsonian because he win 4 times. He tells he's a champion. He say I cannot beat him in this competition. But this year 2008, let the record show, I'm going to give him a good quarters until he grow. Sugar could put you in a coma. Look in the mirror. He must remember aloes bitter. Look in the mirror. He sing a song about his father. Look in the mirror. Yet still he fighting down a brother. Look in the mirror. He say all them judges were trained by Chucky, and he not defending until they change everybody. He declare war on me and Chucky and Skatey too. So from this the review, here's looking at you. Way! Look in the mirror. Stu crow. Look in the mirror. Hurry that down.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now is exactly 7 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, as I come here today, on this day, today is the 19th of the 3rd month, 2026. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we have been consistently bringing commentary to you. And the commentary that we bring to you, it cannot be disputed by many of our opponents. And when I say opponents, there are people that we are calling to account for what is taking place in our country. Now, just a few days ago, we would have seen the former Prime Minister would have conducted a press conference, and he would have labeled Kamla Persad-Bissessar as a Jamette. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, if you would have seen the broadcast from before, we would have labeled and bring to light the facts of the matter. When it is an election is called, is a contract between the people and the government. Some of you that is perverse outside here go say, what do you mean by that? It's an arrangement between the people of this country and whoever is ruling. That is a contract arrangement. We could call it a marriage. So from time to time, we the citizen, in any healthy democracy, we the citizens have the option to question anything that takes place here in this country. So Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, in his wisdom, he would have questioned certain things that the Prime Minister would have said. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, we need to go through the statement that was laid in Parliament for you to understand the different layers and where the Prime Minister of this country was hoping to go. But at the end, in the end, there will always be those among us that sell us out. And let me remind you, Jesus had 12 disciples and one was a devil. Facts. Now, at this point in time, as you see, as a man does do what I am told. At this point in time, I would like to point your attention to Proverbs chapter 6, and I am going to read from verse 16. I do what I am told, Trinidad and Tobago. And today the verse, it goes like this. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and a hand that shed innocent blood, and heart that devise wicked imaginations, a feet that be swift to run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. My son, keep thy commandments, forsake the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. When thou wakest, it shall talk to thee. For the commandments is a lamp, and a law, and the law is light. And reproof of instruction are the way of life. To keep thee from evil, from the evil woman, and from the flattery of the tongue of the strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for thy precious one. Can a man take fire into his bosom and not be burned, and his clothes not be burned? Can anyone go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her, shall not be innocent. So Trinidad and Tobago, you can't come here and behave like a Jamet, talk like a Jamet, and vex when the people of this country state to you that is what it is. So the first clip, I come in with it because there are a lot of people outside there that brings a lot of misinformation to you, the general public. And we will start with them. So, let me start it here.
I want to see Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa today I told this country before that you're a JAMETTE, and today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a JAMETTE as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a JAMETTE will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it. You could go inside the Parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a JAMETTE that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a JAMETTE, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman. You, Rowley, you is the lowest excrement on...
Ghana should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Multan Place Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamala. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?
Do you have the guts, Kamala, to say that? Do you have the guts? Now, there are many people on social media weighing on the comment. And let me play one of these comments here this evening because there is a concerted effort, Trinidad and Tobago, for people, by people outside there, to mislead the public. Now, there is somebody that goes by the name of, where is she name? Dr. Sandra Ramsingh. Dr. Sandra Ramsingh. A 50-year-old, a 58-year-old with a young boy come and weigh in on a discussion. When I don't give a rat's ass about the commentary of people, I don't like when people come here and try to mislead the public. So let me play that video one time. One time. Let me play that video one time.
Let me tell you something. I am a woman. And I am not defending party. But I'm defending and standing up as a woman. When you, a former Prime Minister, could, before and now, address the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago as a JAMETTE, it lets me know that you are lower than the white line. You don't have a mother, you don't have a wife, you don't have a daughter. Come on. Come on, what's wrong with you, boy? What really wrong with you? And you want to know why the youth so disrespectful? You calling the present Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago a JAMETTE? I had to come to the front and not into the politics thing, but you see that statement you make there? What, you need to apologize to Trinidad and Tobago and all women for that statement that you made, Mr. Christopher Keith.
Now, the statement there by Dr. Sandra Ramsingh. Yeah. Dr. Sandra Ramsingh. When we may thought that that statement there is worthy of some type of weight, it is not. Because without you even examining, without you even self-calling to account as to what would have caused the statement in the first place, you jump up here with an opinion. And this woman here, this woman ought to be ashamed of herself. A 48-year-old woman with a young boy. Or you're getting kicks, yes? Trinidad and Tobago. Most of you outside here or either stake thing plenty or you're gullible. But if At the end of the day, you have to take any instruction from these type of people. Ask yourself where the morals come from. And let me show you one time, because one time, I ain't making no qualms with you. At all. I ain't making no qualms with you. A 50-year-old, yes, a 50-year-old, 58 years old woman. Yes, thank God for social media. Or you have a little page. Yes, a 50-year-old, 58-year-old with a young boy, and decide to make weigh in on the comment of what Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley would have said concerning Kamala Assad-Bissessar. And we must be careful who we lend our ears to. We come here every day, Trinidad and Tobago, and bring facts there. Not opinion, facts. So you, Dr. Ramsing, Sandra Ramsing, want to use your little following on TikTok. Instead of you call the Prime Minister to account for some of the nasty, stinking things that she is saying within the public domain. Before you do that, kill them violently, load up the matic. Black people, drug money and all them type of thing, bill PNM headquarters. Without proof. And we see this pattern continues with men like Philip Edward Alexander and men like Anil Roberts. And we constantly come here, Trinidad and Tobago, on a daily basis and tell you, turn off your TV. When you see TTT, turn it off. When you see Talk City, a bunch of vipers plaguing these broadcasts to go inside this, your head, Trinidad. We going with you, I'm taking my time with you here tonight. We had to deal with you. You make a big, broad comment. Yeah, I taking my time with you. I taking my time with you. This woman.
Them girl they not ready, you a lead my bin said this.
Yeah, that she, man, 50-year-old, 58-year-old.
Message and get another leverage. God spend time on your body when you make it. That's why them a hate, girl your name carry weight. Synthetic them a wear, and bundles now you hear. Muggle pon them baby with your little wire waist. I make them pretty, but you pretty fire weight.
Yeah, 58-year-old. And then you come in to make comment. How low can we go? All bread had a cheese in it. And I am not here to dispute that in it. But Trinidad and Tobago, be careful who you give your ears to. Be careful. Because at the end of the day, Kamala Assad-Bissessar ought not to be loose with a statement. That is the meaning or the context in which Keith Rowley talking, and I quite agree with him. I agree with Keith Rowley 100%. 100%. And don't get tired with all these ministers and them. So I know all you young. I know all you people young. People, plenty of you young. Plenty of them jump up and talking thing. Yeah, plenty of them. Who padarad this one, that one. Yeah, you jump up. You agree with the Prime Minister. Yes, I agree. Political backlash after Rowley Jammett talk. Yeah, them have nothing else to do than to agree. Nothing else to do than to agree. You see Vandana Mohit, Vandana don't study it, we coming for you. We have some information on you. Yeah. We have some information on you. Minister Vandana Mohit condemns Rowley on Prime Minister Jammett talk. And nobody in cautioning the Prime Minister. Nobody in cautioning she. Because all you believe she must say what she want. Or you believe that. But this is a population that she preside over. She cannot say what she want. Her tongue ought not to be loose. But let me deal with Jamet number 2. Yeah, let me deal with Jamet number 2. So Dr. Sandra Ramsing, stay out of politics. Stay out of the business of politics if you know nothing about it. Stay away. Don't mislead the public. And anytime you have any testicular fortitude, attend a program like this. Say the number, let me debate. If you have the testicular fortitude, come here on social media and come with one set of nonsense and trying to mislead people. Boy, I ain't taking that, boy. You mad or what? You mad? Yes, I know you're trying all the time. All the time. All the time they're trying to pull down the TikTok feed. Right through. Or you feel this is Parliamentary? Yes, I know you're trying right through. Because the information you don't want to come out, yes. Right through the trying. And every time I'd be glancing at this. Yes. So tell Dr. Sandra that Jeffrey waiting. Tell she that. So drag queen, political drag queen number 2, second runner-up, Philip Edward Alexander. Yes, don't feel here, you. Don't feel Philip. At the end of the day, you get away. This scumbag that I call Philip. This was the same man that let me know the type of Jamet Kamla Prasad Bisesa is. And listen to him. Listen to Philip. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear this.
See my name, I go pull all you down. I go set the whole thing on fire. All you forget how much bodies I help all you bury. All you forget how much drunk video Jerry Hadid called me. Oh God, Philip, she drunk and she's singing, boy. What you could do? You could pull it from the media. Use your contacts now, Phil. Help we out here now, boy. She drunk and singing, boy. All you to dirty my name, I go pull all you down. I go set the whole thing on fire. All you forget how much bodies I help all you bury. All you forget how much drunk video Jerry Hadid called me. Oh God, Philip, she drunk and she's singing, boy. What you could do? You could pull it from the media. Use your contacts now, Phil. Help we out here now, boy. She drunk and singing, boy. All you
political Jamet. That is the second runner-up. Yeah, the second runner-up. And Anil Roberts. You know, sorry, he and Anil Roberts ranking for second place. Somebody tell me about Barry Padarad. Oh, yeah, I don't know, he's in a category by himself. But if you're dealing with Jamet, three of them. You have the Prime Minister of this country, you have Anil Roberts, and you have Philip Edward Alexander. Two of them, Philip and Anil, fighting for second place. And the reason why I give them second place, because Kamla Prasad Bisesa is the Prime Minister of this country, and she ought not to engage in behavior like this. That is why I give she first place. But other than that, these two men already make known their Jamet behavior throughout social media when they address things. Yes, I want you to understand that. So today, Trinidad and Tobago, there's a few things that we need to discuss here on this platform. Now today, the union leaders in the area of San Fernando would have been protesting. Yes, we get a lot of feed because our tentacles and arms are long all over. We get a lot of feed today that we was able to pinpoint with accuracy what is the fallout. And the talks behind the talks, don't feel some of these union leaders and them. Some of them breaking ranks when they see what the UNC is doing and dishing out to the population. What the UNC is dishing out to the PSA right now. Right now, people getting non-cash bonds So that 10% is a fast. Yeah, they can't pay. They can't pay. They can't pay that 10%. The amount of all year that was hoping and praying will never see that 10%. That is how serious it is. And there are people that are already breaking ranks. There are people that take less than the 10% underneath the former PNM administration. And up till today, they can't get paid. Ask the teachers. Ask them. And let me tell the head of tutor something. You see that friendship that you want to keep with the government? The minute you start to operate independent and start to watch things through a transparent lens, you go understand the games that is taking place right in front of your eyes. So Trinidad and Tobago, let me come here to the initial video from Kamala Prasad Bisesa, and I go tell you the nasty stinking plan that I had set up. Yeah, the JAMETTES had set up. The exercise on black man. I want you to understand where this thing is coming from and how deep they would have gone. Yes, this is the clip here that Rowley, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, would have been asking an explanation for. So let me play this clip here with the JAMETTES in Parliament. I ain't talking about all women. So don't feel, or you could come here with an argument like what you're trying with Rowley. You understand? He should, at the end of the day, should apologize because he have a mother. It's Kamala I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no other woman. At this point in time, when I mention Kamala, I'm mentioning no other woman. Kamala behaves like a JAMETTES in the parliaments of this country. Feel you could come wrong here with that kind of done stuff.
As we move on.
Trinidad and Tobago stands very proud to be part of a new partnership, the America's Counter Cartel Coalition, which is a very strategic alliance designed to confront cartel violence through coordinated security, through coordinated intelligence, sharing, and joint operations across the Americas.
No thanks. I'm the smartest already. I'm the police commissioner. I don't need no brain.
Mr. Speaker, for about 1 decade, whilst those on the other side, the PNM, were in government, blood flowed on our streets. That was driven by violent gangs fighting for turf, to sell illegal arms and narcotics trafficked into our country by the drug cartels. Whilst that was happening, many in the PNM hierarchy fattened their pockets from their local drug mafia financiers, while the people of this country, our country, suffered. I say, Honourable Speaker, a short distance away from this building, the new blood-red Balje House stands as a gravestone to drug money, pedophilia, and theft. Almost a decade.
Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 48-4, please.
All right, Prime Minister, can I ask you to use more neutral language as we move on?
So you see that trend at Tobago. Jack Dowsing just didn't call the woman the girl a jamet. But it was an indication that you're behaving loose. This is not parliamentary language. You're making allegations without proof. If it was me, I would have said, hey, stop that jamet talk, girl. You're getting tired. Yes, the speaker and all know. The speaker and all know that the Prime Minister is a jamet in Parliament. The speaker know that. The speaker know that.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I did not name anyone. It's a class of persons. If it falls in your garden, in your front yard, so be it. Between 2010, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
She was there, so she would know.
Between 2010 and 2015, 2015 and 2025, do we remember? We need to remember these things. So there were 124,062 crimes under your watch. You were there under your watch. This one you could take in your garden. Over 5,000 persons were murdered violently. Over 9,000 were brutally raped or sexually assaulted. And over 11,000 persons were robbed of their hard-earned possessions under that former government. And they did nothing. They did nothing. They did nothing. Methinks, I think, sometimes, that they seem to take perverse pride in the fact that P&M strongholds have amongst the highest crime rates, the highest unemployment, the lowest educational attainment, the lowest opportunities, and the worst infrastructure in the country under their watch. Under their watch. And you know, Mr. Speaker, that is why you hear some of them on the other side every day crying. They're like crybabies, crying every day about radars, about U.S. troops, about U.S. lists. I don't really worry, Honorable AG, if maybe some of their names on that list. I don't know. I haven't seen the list. Worried about list, about radar, about the U.S. troops. The PNM, some of them, the local drug mafia financiers, some of them, the pedophile lodge friends, and the fake eater food elite clearly view...
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Speaker 48-4, please.
I don't think it's offensive and insulting directed to a member of the House. It's not directed to a member of the House.
Mr. Speaker, if you are saying that statement is not directed to a member of the House?
There is no member to whom it's directed. It's directed at an entity which all members are entitled to. The member for Port of Spain not just asked the member for Orapooch and put it like that. I'm not going to repeat it, but it's not directed at a member of the House.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, Honourable Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in the law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. Today, history is moving forward. I've just set out what we inherited where we came over that almost 1 decade. History today is moving forward. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, you know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this, the Prime Minister must do that, the Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. It's only the people of the country. It is only the people of our land the electorate who put us here. This is our mandate, and I will answer to them, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm answering to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Because this is the people's house. So, today, I want to say to the people of
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, what you think was the plan of Kamla Persad Bissessa on that day? What you think was the plan? The plan of Kamla Persad Bissessa on that particular day was a strategic blow for the black men, for black peoples to start to disassociate themselves from the PNM party. And if it didn't have people like myself that was seeing and see how nasty and stink and deceitful that statement was, a lot of us would have remained fooled. When I talk about John Jeremy, and he come and he talk about castration, it was a coordinated event between the Attorney General, Kamla Persad Bissessa, to strike, to start to put some force on the base of the PNM. The PNM never help out here. The PNM blood red. So no black man can come together and build nothing. Or you have to understand the message that Kamla sending to you. But you're yet, this thing different. Different. As you see, others have to go in to long explanations that you might understand what is taking place here. Now, the plan. Let me expose the plan one time. The plan of this government was to go here with you. Yeah, it was to go here. This is where they want to go because they don't have John Jeremy there already. They don't have Alexander Day. They don't have Michelle Benjamin Day. They don't have Jolene John Day. And Jolene John believe that she white. She believe that she's accepted. And people of her own kind, you're watching the government, you're watching Kamla going and attacking the base of the people that you come from. My God, how worse this could be. This is what was the intentions of the UNC. Kamla, after she make out that statement, for you to start to disassociate yourself.
You've got to do is ask him to smile. Like up the old bleeding street.
No vermin, filthy disease.
Did you ever have any dreams of what you wanted to be growing up as a boy, Annie?
Sure.
You mean, like, an artist?
Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins.
You've been running with them yellow skins, haven't you? Beating up your own.
Right. They wanted you, Trinidad and Tobago. They want you to start to watch yourself as a curse. That is what they want. They want you to start to see yourself as a curse. So they want you, at the end of the day, to to start to watch yourself as inadequate. That is what they want. So when they talk about drugs money, Bill Balize house, what they are telling you in code is that the black man cannot amount to nothing. It's only drugs, I can tell you. That is what they're saying in code to you, the black man. You cannot aspire for nothing greater than what you have now, than to vote and support a party that at the end of the day holding themselves to no standard. That was the plan. And it's still the plan. And men like Roger Alexander is beat. We must see this government for what it really is. We must understand the type of person Kamla Persad-Bissessar is. And we must bring this to the forefront. So I had an editorial here to read out, a matter of fact. And after that, I am going to open the lines and I'm going to entertain some calls. I'm going to entertain some calls here this afternoon. Trinidad and Tobago. We must call our leadership to account, to the higher powers. There comes a time in the lives of every nation when it must look itself in the mirror and ask, not what is easy, not what is convenient, but what is right. Today, Trinidad and Tobago stands at such a moment. We have heard in our public spaces unease, words in which echo division rather than unity. And when those words come from position of great authority, from leaders such as Kamla Persad-Bissessar, we must not respond with silence. We must respond with conscience. So many of them condemn Dr. Rowley. At this point in time, we should be holding his hand and pushing him forward. For leadership is not merely the exercise of power. It is the stewardship of a people's dignity. We cannot build a nation while tearing down its people. We cannot speak of progress while allowing language that wounds the very community that carry this country on its back. The strength of Trinidad and Tobago has never rested in titles or office, but in the hands of its workers, its mothers, its youths, and its forgotten voices. So when we see men like Philip Edward Alexander, Kamala talking so loosely in Parliament, we must criticize them. She not carrying the weight of this country on she back. She obtaining a good salary. She not carrying the weight of not paying any bill. Her bills is paid for. Her salary she get every month. Philip getting it till he parking in disabled car park all over the place. People fed up of him. At the end of the day, let me go on. And so we say, not in anger, but in conviction that the tone of our national conversation must rise. Kabla don't go in Parliament and behave like Awajang, because we'll call you Awajang, we'll call you a Jamet, and not Nothing Arnold Roberts or Philip Edward Alexander could say, the spin doctors and them, could stop we. Could stop we. We must rise above careless words. We must rise above rhetorics that divides. We must rise to the place where every citizen, regardless of class circumstances, is spoken to with respect and humility. How the hell you could go in Parliament, Kamala, and say what you want and feel you could talk where you want and feel we must answer? Man, the hell with Barry Padarat and Vandana Mohit and all of them who agree, Rudan Munila, who call Rowley a skunk. Yeah, that way you do. Recently, in his response. How the hell or you feel or you could go in Parliament and say what you want to? But I ain't taking that by. For if we are to move forward, we must do so together. Not as fragments of a divided society, but as one people, bounded by a shared destiny. Let us demand more, not just from our leaders, from ourselves. Let us demand words that heal, words that unite, and words that reflect the true spirit of our nation. For in the end, it is not the noise of careless speech that will define us, but by the courage of a people who choose dignity over division and truth over triumph. And that is the Trinidad and Tobago that is worth fighting for. And with that Trinidad and Tobago that is worth fighting for, I am opening the lines here tonight. I'm very sorry there were a lot of people who was calling, but I'm opening the lines now. I'm going to open the lines. Right, I'm going to load down this. I'm opening the lines that many of you outside there could call in and make your conversation known here on this platform. Right. So you open the lines. I see Miss Arima calling. I see Miss Arima calling. I'm going to get back Miss Arima. Get back Miss Arima. Miss Arima says she ain't thinking. She ain't thinking at all. I'm going to get back Miss Arima. So everybody who was trying to call from before, you could call in. Yes, I'm going to call Miss Arima. Miss Arima, but here we have to see. Come now, Miss Arima. If you stick it, get it, click it.
Bluetooth disconnected. You have reached the voicemail box of
Miss Arima, you stick there, get it, click. Yes, hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Remerson. This is Miss Arima calling on another number now.
Well, I see that. I was calling you on your original number.
Yes, yes. I'm getting sleepy, so I said, let me try and get in early. Well, I have to talk a little bit there because a while I ain't call and this thing gets so hot that I have to call you.
No problem.
So, what I want to say is, that what she said in the Parliament about Balize House, we must pay attention. Don't get too excited. Pay full attention. Remember what Trump said, that he want to bomb people all in the living room in this region here. Just say the word and he will do it. It's much easier. You could remember those words?
Yes, I remember those words.
Asking a question.
Yes, I remember those words.
So when she talk about them thing, it ain't easy. She's sending a signal. That is a signal That is an embarrassment to the PNM. It's dangerous. You understand me? That is very dangerous. And she accustomed doing these things. Remember when she accused the senators saying they get bribed on how to vote with this SOE thing? Yes. So she reckless, making statements all over the place, talking all kind of foolishness in the CARICOM summit, and talking about the 50th anniversary, when they celebrated the 50th anniversary here. She had going elsewhere. She had shaking. Rowley tells she the wrong thing. That's still good. But what I know, she will get Jehovah, God, Vex, and all the angels in heaven with the kind of things she does be saying. It's not right.
At all.
That is how I see her. And what I want to say too is, Rowley set up a whole scene and nobody understand where Rowley coming from. He only talk Jamet. This Jamet thing have people confused, but that they confusing me. I pay full attention. I know how deep Rowley go, right? Rowley talk on several things. He talk about the war in Iran. He talk history about all these things with war. Rowley talk about Cuba. Nobody are paying attention for Cuba, right? Human rights groups not even saying a word. The government don't want to intervene because the U.S. warned them, don't help Cuba with no gas, nothing. But it have a lot of rich people here, millionaires, billionaires. They could reach out and put a hand and help the Cubans. I ain't dig the Cuban government, really. When people wasn't watching, I used to be talking about the suffering in Cuba. I used to talk, you hear? Until I get fed up. We can't be so selfish. People could get together and send some kind of aid, some kind of thing for the Cubans. It's really bad there. People need to go and research and look. It's very bad. Right? So all these things he talked because the Cubans was his allies. He talked on all these things about what he did for the country with the Cubans. And when he talked, people must pay attention to these things and pick up that instead of the set of old talk and the backlashing. Kamala called Rowley all kind of things. She and she supporters, the activists, all kind of thing. Pandey and all talk about she and all kind of thing what Jack Warner said. They always have bad things to say about her. And if people have to be saying bad things about her all the time, something wrong. But we can't be continuing with this stupidness with she and taking she on and she set a shit on them in the UNC. We don't have time for that. Rowley talk about the gas. Is the war going on? Where we getting gas from?
Yeah.
You ask people that they don't know, right? They blow up a plant. This is what I talking about now. In Iran and Kuwait. No, it's Qatar, yes. The largest gas to liquid plant in the world. We're supplying all over with cooking gas. And let us do other things with this liquid gas. We had a plant here where Manning started building. Rowley continue with it. Because he do business with so he and Stuart Young. I ain't calling name, they go tell you in a timing. I don't want to get myself in problem. Because it have all kind of thing I could talk and I can't talk. And people have to know how dangerous it is. But what I'm saying is we had a plant here. It blew up. All kind of thing happen after that. People get killed working on it again. By burning up, getting burned. You could remember that?
Yeah, I remember. And then it ship all the person.
Stuart Young.
Ship all the person.
Stuart Young, and they wanted to really get that going. If we had that today, If we had that today, we could have been selling several countries all over the place. CARICOM, elsewhere, our gas. If the dragon gas had come through, right? And I always know it would have been hard for that to come through with, even when PNM was in power, because the regime over there next door to us always in some kind of problem with the US, and they're stable right now more than before. So I always know it would have been problem for us to get through with that dragon gas. And I used to be talking and warning them about it. And I told them when this lady go into power, right? She and these people wouldn't do good. They don't like her. Nobody in the region like her. And they abuse me. And up to now, look now, nobody likes Kamala in Latin America. Those Latin countries that she associating with, all you know anything about them? Argentina, Paraguay, Salvador, the Dominican Republic. All you know anything about them? All you don't know how serious it is. These countries, just like CARICOM, they do not agree with the other countries in the Americas. They never invited Mexico. They didn't invite Colombia, Brazil, all that Rowley telling you. Because he know they don't agree, because they are not friendly with Venezuela, Cuba, etc., etc. So right now they're fighting. And she, from this little Trinidad and Tobago, this little old lady, we're losing she senses. Go on there, and like she ain't know the war that's been going on with Argentina and Venezuela and Colombia, and she don't have an idea, right? And Argentina and Iran and Venezuela is terrible enemies. I wonder if you know that they seized a whole plane from the Iranians in Argentina, where was in company with Venezuela about 5 years ago, and lock up the whole crew. Damage up the people plane and pong it, and I had them under arrest.
My God.
Research it. So she ain't know what she getting there and taking stance. The stance she taking, where she says she's supporting America with this shit they're doing in Iran. Look at how they end up. So we in problem. Pay attention.
And I remember before.
She was told.
What about this thing with Delcy Rodriguez, where she says she dealing with America again? I mean, you know, I know you're deep in that.
Well, Delcy could only deal with America with certain things to have the country a little stable. As you know, there was under sanctions, so she had to do little things with them concerning the gas. But the part with the gold, she cannot take up the Venezuelan gold and give it to Trump and them as she damn well like and please. The people who controlling the gold mines is a gang called ELN, a paramilitary group, right? Where they're accusing and well as terrorists. But they had these people guarding the workers in the mines. And it's more real poor people, the indigenous people that work these mines, the gold mines. So let's talk about Trump wanted go in there and drill and work in the mine. He dreaming. Venezuelan people know the history, how the Spaniards came and robbed them the gold, do them all kind of thing, rape them, kill them. And they're not allowing anybody to come and take the gold as they damn well like and please. Something work out okay with the oil and gas, but not the gold. Venezuelan people protesting and getting on just like how we acting with this lady. You promised with this, you promised with that, and up to now that thing doing. So they're protesting all over. Transport workers strike last week. People couldn't move as they want. It was hard. They're not making joke. They're not like us. They're protesting. and they're standing up for their rights. And if Delcy only make a mistake with them, that will be the end of her. The next one, getting threatened from the man who threatened Kamala, this country, Diosdado Cabello, he threatening, he no business, because he going on fighting for his friend Nicolas Maduro. And he have paramilitary everywhere controlling, and they want him dead right now, and he ain't giving up. And as soon as they get a good chance, and Iran are fighting this war alone, for them alone, you know. Iran fighting for China, they're fighting for Venezuela, they're fighting for Cuba, and they're going to start to make demands. And don't be surprised if they call for the release of Nicolas Maduro. I go on. Have a good night.
Yes, good night. Good night. You see, Arima does come with the facts. That is what I like Miss Arima for. Arima does come with the facts. So don't be surprised, Trinidad and Tobago, if the call for the man release. And the reason why I bring back up this topic, Trinidad, you see, we had a person thing to rest. Because there are people that constantly trying for we to forget and to mislead us. And this program here tonight was to show exactly that. Exactly that. Exactly that. So don't let them mislead you, Trinidad and Tobago, with the foolishness. Next video that I want to play. Let me play our next video. Right, so we was talking about, before we think, we was talking about the protest action that would have been taken in San Fernando today. We got a lot of feed, but these are the feed here that would have talked about and explain the situation in angles that you ain't go see on social media. So this. That?
The parliamentarians, the ministers, the salaries that they are enjoying today was signed before election.
And she will know. And she will know. The population in Dunson. Population in Duns. So the video here, dozens of daily paid workers in San Fernando would have taken to the streets.
Darren, where you? Darren, where you? Darren, where you? Stop hiding from workers. Disappear the office, hiding, hiding, hiding. Disappear the office, hiding, hiding from workers. Darren, where you? Darren, where you? Darren, where you? Stop hiding from workers.
A decision was taken for us to start to demonstrate. And what the workers are demonstrating for is for their new rates that should have been implemented since August last year. When the new government came in place, what we were being told on the side is that we should have waited, and therefore they have no commitments to pay us. If it is, my members are being told they have not been paid yet because of the time that we would have signed. We are saying they should not have accepted the hefty salaries that they are enjoying now. And I am putting the blame solely on the CPO, Dr. Commander Daryl Dindial, and his department by extension. We would have written the Minister of Finance with no response. We have not been given no assurances when these workers would be paid their new rates and their arrears.
I hope you seeing what's going on. You know? I hope you understand what is taking place within this country. You know? Because just last year, the government would have signed, the previous government would have signed off on the negotiation. Or you know them people ain't get the money yet. No salary adjustment. And how you can put the blame squarely on the CPO. Come now, man. We had to make sense out of this whole situation. Because if nothing in Parliament, if nothing in the budget was allocated to you, you feel like you're going to get? Come now, man. Let me answer. Yes, good night, Candace. How are you tonight?
Hi, Jeffrey.
Yes, good night, good night, good night.
Oh,
I'm live
God.
here, live.
Oh, pleasant good night, Mr. Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you see today, I went and showed my face and paid my last respects to the dead, Mr. Danny Guerra.
Mm-hmm.
It had quite a lot of people, plenty. Oh God, it's a great loss for Togo Sandy Grande. Real people, I've never seen people so in my life.
Wow.
It had real people in a funeral.
Well, I see that.
A lot of people cry. Yeah. Well, I try to go a little live so that, you know, my followers could see and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago could see a lot of grief.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and well, you know, well, I was only human, because he was a good fella to me, you know. I didn't know him for long, but within the little time I had a close encounter with him, he treated me with love and respect, you know. So I had to go and show my face, and it was a real sad experience. Normally when I go to funerals, I don't really cry for people who I don't really know, but I ain't lying, I cry. You know, and it's a frightening thing to know how the state, the country, and how we live in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's real sad, but oh God, I don't know, boy. Hey, this is too much. It's too much. I wanted to come home and do my little live, you know, but I went by the relative. They asked me to come. So I went and sit with them a while and, you know, pray with them. Give them the little consolation and thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I now reach home, so I said, let me make connection with you to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I went to go up and let my followers know I'm sorry about tonight. Because I know they're looking forward for me, because everybody meeting me. Hey, and you know who I meet? I meet Barefoot.
Oh, Barefoot, you meet Barefoot.
Yes, he would have attended the funeral, but he make me out of my picture out the big and bold. He introduced himself to me and all of that, and we talk a bit, and he left and I went my way.
Okay. That just show the place small.
That was sad.
I said that just show you how the place small. Trinidad. That is a small place.
Yeah.
Well, that was.
Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in that funeral crying. Watching, I see tears, so Oh, Jesus Christ! In spite of what, I didn't know him that well, but for the amount of people that was in that cemetery, he had to be doing something good other than all the bad name they would have given him, all the things they say about him. He would have had to done so good for some of the people, because the amount of people came out there. You swear it was a mini Juve. Yeah. But say, was he going to meet his maker? And only God knows. Only God could give the justice. Yeah?
Well, thanks.
So
Thanks for the footage. I have not seen some of the footage, But you didn't notify me in time that we'd live stream some of it, but you know how the thing does go. Can't do everything.
Well, actually, I knew I was going there, but then again, my mind wasn't there because, you know, when you know somebody who died, it just take a toll on you, you know. I don't know, some people, you know, just deal with that, but they see at that, and then the way how he died, and then we saw it on the video, and then we saw the actual thing in the hospital. It take a toll on you. Once you have a heart, you know, and you have God in you, it does trouble you. So it did trouble my spirit. So I must say I'm sorry for not notifying you that I'm going to the funeral. You know, my bad.
Okay, well
Right?
thanks to the call. A lot of people calling. And thanks for giving me an update.
All right. Well, I'll come on the live and join on in a little bit.
Okay. Good afternoon, caller. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my brother.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, what's going on, partner? Is the PNM supporters what cause UNC to get in power? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, the PNM supporters what cause UNC to get in power. So people wake up and then go back to PNM and get rid of these people and them who are dictate.
Yeah, we had to get rid of the JAMETTES. That we had to get rid of.
Yeah, we got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of them. But PNM supporters, what put them in power, you know, brother? Yeah, thanks, brother.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for the call.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Yes, and I threw plenty of the PNM supporters and them didn't vote. There's one phone line we have, Trinidad, and you could call on the numbers. Hey, what are the numbers? The numbers is 333-2176. 333. Yeah, get the numbers up there for me. 333-2176. So, whatever contribution you have on this program, or you could call in now, make a contribution, because we're looking to wrap up, a matter of fact. We're looking to wrap up, and tomorrow again, we'll come up here again. So what is your contribution here tonight? Because at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago, really and truly, what the gentleman would have said is that many of us, we stay home, we disgruntled, but the UNC supporters stuck with that resilience. And today, we in this problem that we are facing here today, because many of you was not convicted. We had conflicting sentiments on how the country should run. But I'm sure after this, we must see the UNC for what they really is. And all of them the same way. All of them the same way at this point in time. All of them. I see Carlos want to come up, but Trinidad and Tobago, I ain't gonna lie. I see you as I run today. I looking to end now, I'm at that fact. No. So thanks for watching, everybody that joined us there on Facebook. Miss Arima, Miss Debbie Ann Williams, Miss Arita, good night. Miss Arita. Some of them call her. Call and the Jamet, kick them. All right. When corrupt driving their Benz with stolen money on roads that this money could have fixed, do they feel happy swaying to avoid potholes, thousands suffering, and somebody can drive Benz? It's true. Plenty of the union leaders we hear in a Benz. John Michael have a new brand Benz. That game, imagine you selling out for a Benz. Bye. So Trinidad and Tobago, thanks for watching. My name is Renson Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Do subscribe, like, follow, share. Hey. Last call for the night. Good afternoon, caller. Last call for the night.
Good night.
Yes, good night, sir.
We are doing like we are surprised that these people have been calling Dr. Rowley so much a bad name, disrespecting black people, leaders of African descendants in our society. And we feel they like us. After the Tobago House of Assembly election, after they had called this man Oreo, black man, raper man, child of a rapist, he's a raper man, just name it. The last thing they call him in Tobago after the election was he's a burned breadfruit, and people laughed. Black people, like we said, laugh. Burn breadfruit. And we laugh, Fally, all of them laugh. And what we expect for this man to stay quiet, an eye for an eye, I ain't turning cheek and take it, slap on the right, go to the left. No. You have to answer them back. Because none of us standing up for our leaders. But they're standing up for their people, whether they're wrong or right, they're standing up for them. It's a bunch of criminals. I'm done with that.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call. Well, people, that was the last call for the night. Thanks for watching. And the man is so true. So true.